ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैव उपशमयन्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभू कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति शिखरा यस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ओम वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरात्रं समुद्धृतं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। सरस्वती मैया की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। We are going to discuss today on Nirvana Prakaran, first half of Yoga Vasishtha and 100th chapter, wherein we were continuing our dialogue between Kumbha Muni and Sikhidhwaj, the king. And Kumbha Muni is repeatedly emphasizing upon the absence of the world and the presence of the truth. And so, if it is understood, accepted and experienced, the great renunciation, all renunciation is automatically taken place. You have to renounce nothing because there is nothing to renounce. Only one is and was and will be. There is no time, no question, so there is no need of renouncing anything. Whatever you see, whatever you think, everything is just the reflection of many fold reflections of the existence truth. Nothing else is available here. This is what Kumbha Muni explains again and again to Sikhidhwaj. He says, हे महापते महीपते, इस त्रैलोक्य में न कोई जन्म लेता है और न कोई मरता ही है। सत और असत भावना रूप यह केवल चित्ती का उल्लास मात्र है। ओ किंग, In these three worlds, neither somebody takes birth nor anybody dies, and all these existence and non-existence, presence and absence, all these are only some baseless thoughts, and this is the play of dance of the supreme power, which is known as the nature. So if nothing is there, you may ask, what is the nature then? Nature is nothing other than the existence, existing truth. Just as see the fire does exist, and its nature is heat, form, so you can see the form of fire, and by the light of the fire you can see other objects also. Everything you are able to see, that is its nature. It cannot be different from it, it cannot be differentiated from it, and it is neither different from it nor it is one with it. If you visualize this, you means that existence itself. If it sees the nature, it is nature. If it doesn't see the nature, there is no nature. It is question of knowing or not knowing, seeing or not seeing, being aware or not being aware. So it is just like your body. See your body. You are the body. If you are the body, then as a whole you are the body. So whether there is some appearance of the body, form of the body or not, if you look at the form, it is there. If you don't look at the form, then the body is body, the experience of body you have. You are the body means the experience of body, the presence of the body, you know it, that is body. And appearance, the form, the name, and which is manifold, the hands, legs, eyes, ears, nose, everything. It is only body, it is not different from the body, and yet it appears as if different. As you see, it looks like that. Other example you can take, the tree is tree, and yet it is not the tree. If you look at the tree, it is being the tree, it has manifold aspects, you see, names, forms. It has got trunk, it has got this branches, sub-branches, and buds and tendrils and tentacles and buds and flowers, fruits, and its roots and inner pulp and outer skin and the sap, everything, what not. The leaves and the cells of the leaves, the color of the leaves, the size of the leaves, what not. If you go on multiplying, there is no end to it. And if you minimize everything in one, it is one tree. So in this way, Anuraniyan Mahato Mayan, it is smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest. And it is one, yet it is many. One in many, many in one. From whichever angle you try to see, it looks something else. From the other angles, it is something else. So many times we have discussed about the mountain, Arunachal, and many mountains here in Himalayas also, many peaks. From one side it looks to be something, from other side it looks to be something else. Arunachal in south, see where Raman Maharshi used to stay. From one angle it is the form of Ganesh, from other angle it is form of Nandishwar, from other angle it is form of only Lord Shankar with Chandrama, the moon, on the head. From other side it is Gauri Shankar. So what is it? It is just your imagine. It is only the mountain. So to have an all-round vision, you have to go round. You should have an all-round vision. Then only you can understand what it is. That's why we go round the temple to have a perfect vision. Similarly, this world is, and this body is, and all the individuals and the universal being. Individuals are nothing but its nature. Nature means manyness, and whatever you see, it will be there. This visibility, awareness of visibility is there in many forms. This is how the whole three worlds and everything is there and not there also. So nothing has taken birth or nothing has to die any time. You have to understand it from its root. यह सर्वात्मक व्यापक ब्रह्म परमात्मा ही जब एक बार प्रकट हुआ तब द्वित्व और एकत्व रहता ही नहीं। भ्रम तथा मृत्यु आदि का भय भी नहीं रहता है। This all-pervading, omnipresent truth, supreme self, which we call Brahma, Paramatma, it is only one and it is existing. Once it is existing, then there cannot be any two. And from two only there will be confusions, delusions, and fear. Dvetat bhayam bhavati. When there are two, there will be fear. When you compare, one will be opposite to the other, so naturally there will be fear. Fear of being dominated by the other, being tortured by the other, being overpowered by the other. So this two starts relationship and comparison and dependency. Everything starts when two are there. But there is no two. And if you see your reflection in the mirror, have you become two? Can you say we are two, we are standing, we two persons are standing here? Can you say so? Can you imagine so? So in no condition, by no condition, there can be two. All these are Vishwam Darpan Vishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam. This whole universe is just like the round mirror or the prism, the crystal, transparent. That's why whatever you see, it is only its reflection within itself. And again we discuss on the lens house. If the whole room is made up of, the walls are made up of different sizes and different types of lenses, the concave, convex of different signs, and you have gone inside. What will you see? Why don't you remember it always? All these, whatever I see, it is my reflections, my thoughts. They have taken these forms. In the lens house, we see innumerable reflections of different sizes, shapes in each other of the one that is I. Similarly, the whole universe is, don't forget, there is no many, neha nanasti kinchana. There is no manyness here. You are looking at your own reflections only. Whatever you think, that is reflected in your mind. That's why some great person has reminded us, Mana tera darpan kahlai re. Your mind is your mirror re. And your mind is called your mirror. Everything is reflected in that. And what is everything? Whatever you think, it is reflected in the mirror mind. यह सर्वात्मक व्यापक ब्रह्म परमात्मा ही जब एक बार प्रकट हुआ, if it has appeared once, तब द्वित्व और एकत्व रहता ही नहीं. Then there cannot be any, that there cannot exist any oneness or dualism. भ्रम तथा मृत्यु आदि का भय भी नहीं रहता है. So there is no delusion, there is no fear of death. The first fear is, it is not being dominated by others, being influenced by others, but the first fear is, if I am there, there is possibility of not being there. Appearance means there has to be disappearance. So, when presence is there, absence must be there. So both the whole world is relative. Relative means the opposites of each other are seen everywhere. Where there is good, there is bad. Good is identified when it is compared with the bad. Then only it is good. Everywhere the whole world is constituted by pairs of opposites. The coin is head and tail. If a head is there, tail must be there, which you don't see. So head will have the fear of disappearance. When you look at the tail, there is no head. So the head is afraid of being absent. This is how every being is afraid of its disappearance, which is called in other terms death. Death is nothing but disappearance of the form and the name also. So in this way, if one is there, the truth is there, there cannot be any two, and there cannot remain any delusion or any fear of death, because one is always ever existing. There is no question of time. Yesterday we were discussing what is time. Always means it is beyond time. Time means either divisibility or some changes. Same thing is known as changes. Same thing is known as having gaps, differentiations. All these are only meaning is same. So manyness, multiplication, all these are only imagines, it cannot be. If you see the prism, you see so many things. We see that paperweight, glass paperweight. There is a globe inside and it has sides, cube. It has got sides, it has got a height, it has a length and breadth and height and angles and sides and what not. Is it other than the glass, other than the paperweight? All these are ideas only. Many ideas is held by one identity. Similarly, this world and truth, all these names and forms are within the truth. Don't think it to be different than the truth. And that's how it is its nature. Nature means just as the fire has the nature of heat and light, the water has the nature of liquidity, transparency and coolness. All these are nature of the water. Similarly, the sky, the blueness of the sky is not there, but it looks because its nature is like that. Every object has its nature and influence over each other because it is many. All these are only ideas which have got no base, baseless ideas. इसलिए हे मित्र, आप संपूर्ण इंद्रियों में तथा इंद्रियों से ग्राह्य बन्ही आदि के आकारों में सन्मात्र स्वरूप से व्याप्त हैं। अतः हे महाबुद्धे, आप दाह हेतु आध्यात्मिक आदि भावों से दग्ध नहीं हो सकते और न आप कभी कहीं लिप्त ही हो सकते हैं. In the end, You see, the situation you must understand. When Siddhaj left his kingdom at midnight, his dear queen Chudala and his kingdom, all his courtiers, his ministers, so grateful, so devoted courtiers, all those wealth, everything, he left and went far away to some dense forest to have penance. He did severe austerities for 18 years and he could not get any peace of mind. But his mind was quite pure by the austerities and worships, everything. So when Chudala, the queen, who had knowledge at the time of studying all these scriptures, both together gone through all the scriptures from their guru, and the moment Chudala went through this, she understood the reality and she realized the self. Then and there, she took no time. She understood, accepted and experienced that she is the all-pervading truth. So she got also all the powers, omnipresence, omnipotent and omniscient, all the powers she had, because she had the feeling of experience of oneness with everything. Wherever she wants, she can appear and disappear at her will. So she was able to know what is going on with the king far away from the kingdom in the dense forest. Being in the kingdom, having controlling the governance under her hands, doing everything perfectly, she was able to know what is going on with the king. She knew after a long time that the king has now been able to understand something, because previously he had some attachment for the kingdom and all his belongings. Now by renouncing it, he has somewhat overgone all these attachments. Now his mind is little purified. So whatever I explain to him, he will understand it now. So Chudala went in disguise in the form of a celestial being called Kumbha Muni. She appeared as the son of the celestial monk Narad. So she was called herself Kumbha Muni, a brilliant boy and full of knowledge and tejas. When he appeared before the king, king was overwhelmed by her appearance. He accepted her or him as his guru. So Kumbha Muni also accepted. And Kumbha Muni started telling him, King, what are you doing here? What is your purpose? No, I have renounced all these kingdoms and everything, and now I am doing some austerities for eternal peace. But I am not able to get peace of mind. What is oh Guruji, what is the way to peace? So Chudala started explaining him, O king, this is not the way. You have mistaken. You have been mistaken. You have not understood the meaning of renunciation. Your renunciation is not perfect now. You have not renounced everything. It is partial. You have only renounced the kingdom, and you have settled another kingdom in this jungle. You have your beautiful garden and all your utensils and other things for puja and doing your yajna, etc. So you have accumulated so many things. What have you renounced? The king realized it. Then and there, oh my Guru, I shall renounce this also. So he collected everything in his little hut and set fire. See Guruji, I am renouncing everything. So Kumbhamuni said, fool, you fool, you have renounced all these. What about your body? Your body is still remaining with you. What a fool you are. How can you say I have renounced everything? Yes, Guruji. Now I have to renounce this also. So he started jumping into the fire. I will renounce this. Then Kumbhamuni hold him, telling, you fool, foolish king, what this poor chap, this body has done to you, it is not the culprit. It has done nothing to no harm to you. Why are you destroying this body unnecessarily? Now I am renouncing. Arey, who are you to renounce all these? Who are you? Then the king stood there thinking over, who am I? I am not all these. So he could realize the truth, and he was entering into samadhi state, giving up everything, but it was just all of a sudden, without strength in it, the vairagya or the renunciation, what he has done now, it was not well established, not strong enough. It is just like the dispassion we get at the crimson ground. Oh, there is no world, everything has to die one day. At the moment you come home, you start fighting with others, your neighbors. So it is momentary, it was momentary dispassion and discrimination. So Chudala, the Kumbhamuni, wanted to make him thorough, steady in the dispassion. So he went on explaining what is renunciation, what is called all renunciation, how one can renounce all these. Don't enter into fire foolishly. So one after another questions the king went on putting to Kumamuni. Kumamuni started explaining all his doubts. And now he is completing his explanations. O king, there is no body, no kingdom, there is no world as you hold to be, and there is nothing to renounce here. Be established in yourself, and what difficulty you had to renounce your chitta. Your chitta, the subconscious mind, it is only an imaginary identity which is not there. Just as the tree, yesterday we were discussing, the tree or the body, there is no body. You cannot show me your body. Body is some imaginary name of the whole totality of some individuals like hands, legs and all limbs. And there is no hand also.